So, with so many people working from home due to the pandemic, we've seen a significant drop in insurance claims. But at the same time, we're still seeing insurance premiums increase. Nanish Kotak, disability and injury lawyer, joins us with more on this. Good morning, Nanish. Good to see you via Skype.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Likewise.
So, we've actually seen rates go up, what is it, $30 since December?
Yeah, it's interesting. The Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Ontario, FSRA, has put out on their website, broadcasting the billion-dollar rebates, the pandemic rebates that people are supposedly seeing. But also, back in the website, sort of hidden there, they also indicate the average premium in Ontario has gone up by $30. That may not seem like much, and that's with the pandemic relief, by the way. That may not seem like that much, but with over 6 million policies in Ontario, this is an increase from December of 2019 until June of 2020 of $198 million. And again, this is with the alleged $1 billion in rebate relief. Reality is from 2017 to 2019, pre-pandemic, premiums in fact went up by 20%. It's hard to look at what justifies this during the midst of a pandemic.
Well, it's been a long time problem, and Ontario has the safest drivers and the highest rates. There was another survey that said if we paid the national average in Ontario, we'd save $528 a year. So
Absolutely.
Why is this?
And that would amount to billions of dollars at the end of the day if you add that up. Why is it? Well, over successive years, the insurance industry has been really permitted to have rate increases on astronomical levels compared to how other businesses are permitted to profit. And let's understand this: the auto insurance is really like a tax. We have to have it. So if there's a lack of transparency, which obviously there is, so FSRA, permits the increases, and again, FSRA is sort of a new entity where it took over, but it really is, approving these increases willy-nilly. You don't understand. It's hard to understand why, honestly, because there's that lack of transparency. The insurance industry will try to suggest, okay, there's fraud, and with anything, that there must be, but put it on the table. How much fraud really is there? Where is it? Or is it really that they're making the profits in the auto sector to finance the other casualty lines throughout the country, as Professor Lazar has in fact said in a report in 2020, January. He's a Schulich professor of business, and he did a comprehensive study of insurance company profits, and he felt that with their increases of 20%, Ontario residents have certainly overpaid about $5 billion in recent times for their insurance premiums. There's a complete lack of transparency. FSRA is supposed to be arm's length from the political realm, and it reports to the Minister of Finance. It's mandated, in fact, with promoting transparency and managing good insurance and pension, and that's a fantastic mandate. And maybe it's because it's a new entity, but I think certainly, to be fair, a lot more needs to be done so the general public understands, and these can be justified. How do you justify such high rate increases? It's mind-boggling.
And those rebates, I mean, in most cases or many cases, you have to be proactive and ask for it, and then you've got this rate hike, which takes almost a third of the average rebate here, or at least in my case, that number you just put out is about a third of the rebate I got. So it's a given that we're paying too much for insurance. What do we do in terms of looking for coverage? What are your tips?
Right. Well, a couple of tips obviously would be to compare. It does become difficult when, there may not be too much difference in the rates, obviously. I think, often insurance premiums becomes an election issue. And really the only way to get things done and change is to write to MPPs and the Minister of Finance and say, look, we've had enough. You're very correct that even according to the Insurance Bureau of Canada, per capita, our accident rate is lower than the rest of the country. That's per capita because we have a high population. Why is it our premiums are so much? I think enough is enough, and at some point in time, the Queen's Park is going to have to. There's going to be a reckoning. They're going to have to look at this and say, look, wait a minute. Every company's entitled to profits. Insurance companies should make profits, but not record profits, not on the back of the taxpayers of Ontario.
Yeah, I know you've got great tips on just how to get the best rates, so we'll connect your website at chch.com for Kotak Law for more information on this. Nainish, so good to see you. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Take care.